In other news, U.S. and Israeli negotiators pulled out of the ceasefire talks in Qatar. John Jessup has more on that story from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
That is right, Gordon. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff said Hamas, quote, clearly shows a lack of desire to reach an agreement. Israelis also issued an angry response to France's announcement that it will support a Palestinian state. Meanwhile, humanitarian aid piles up at Gaza's doorstep. CBN's Chuck Holton has the latest from Jerusalem.
The United States is cutting short Gaza ceasefire talks and bringing its negotiating team home from Qatar after what it calls a disappointing response from Hamas.
While the mediators have made a great effort, Hamas does not appear to be coordinated or acting in good faith. We will now consider alternative options to bring the hostages home and try to create a more stable environment for the people of Gaza. It is a shame that Hamas has acted in this selfish way.
That announcement came just hours after French President Emmanuel Macron said France will recognize Palestine as a state. Israel slammed the move, calling it dangerous and diplomatically irresponsible. At the same time, Israeli officials are reacting strongly to what they're calling a blatant act of anti-Semitism in Spain, after more than 50 French Jewish teens were removed from a flight in Valencia after allegedly singing in Hebrew. And to push back against growing international criticism over humanitarian conditions in Gaza, Israel's military gave journalists a tour of the Gaza side of the Kerem Shalom crossing, where officials showed aid totaling a week's worth of food for everyone in Gaza, all awaiting distribution by the UN.
The state of Israel doesn't limit the trucks of aid coming to Gaza Strip. The main issue or the main problem is the collection and distributing issue.
The colonel said Hamas is using hunger as a weapon in the court of public opinion, intentionally starving its people.
They sending people to interfere, and they are doing that in order to build a picture of a crisis, of a chaos, of a problem in the humanitarian aid. That's false. 4,500 trucks in the last 2 months entered Gaza Strip and distributed to the people.
We're looking at literally millions of meals that are sitting out here in this parking lot just inside the border fence of Gaza that could be feeding the people inside Gaza, but the United Nations doesn't want to distribute it because that would mean having to work together with the IDF to get the job done. And it makes you wonder if that means the United Nations would rather bash Israel than feed the hungry. From Jerusalem, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.